Back in 2006, the Power Rangers made their way to McDonald's. For a limited time, you could go in there and you could meet them. The red and blue Mighty Morphin Power Ranger would show up at various locations at McDonald's throughout the country for a limited time. And unlike a lot of the history lessons that I give on this channel about Power Rangers, I was actually there. At the ripe age of 4 years old, I was super excited. I was ready to meet the Power Rangers, made my way to the McDonald's.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, so I actually don't know if this was like a widespread thing across the country. I just remember there being a promotion. I went to McDonald's. I met whoever the hell this is. That is not Billy. and dude, this is just the worst. I couldn't find any information about this online. This could have just been a local thing, but I remember being immensely disappointed when I went there. And this is what they greet us with. I mean, is this so hard? Look at this. There's not much to it. Yeah, so that's what I originally wanted this video to be about. I just wanted to talk about this promotion that they did, where Power Rangers would go to McDonald's and meet children. See, I was so excited for it, dude. I was all dressed up in my Mystic Force gear. I used to wear this a lot. They had like the Halloween costumes, or it's kind of like this. What is that called? Can you see it back there? This one is called Zenith Ranger Gear Up Pack. Okay, so it's like a little accessory where you got the helmet, like a half helmet that you can put on with a strap, and you know, like a sword or weapon from the show. I had that for Mystic Force growing up, and I loved playing with that thing. I wore it for Halloween, I think like twice, and I would just go around swinging the sword and pretending to fight evil while I was watching the show. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I was greeted with Temu's Power Rangers. Something of that sort. I could make a million different jokes like that. But anyways, there's no information about this online, at least that I could find. It might have just been a local thing. Nobody who took me there really remembers it either, so. But we're going to stick with that theme, I guess. I found that like the next best thing. We're going to be talking about Power Rangers at McDonald's, but in the form of Happy Meal toys. Because little did I know, there's been a lot of promotions for Power Rangers in McDonald's. Now, they didn't do it like every season, but it was pretty consistent throughout the years, and we got different Power Rangers sets and toys all the way up until Megaforce. That was the last one that we've ever gotten. So let's do that. Let's take a journey through time and talk about all the different Power Rangers toys that have been available at McDonald's, starting with the newest one, Megaforce. Actually, we're not starting with Megaforce. Get out of here. Stop. What are you doing? Actually, we're not starting with Megaforce. I lied. In between filming the beginning part of this video and now, I actually went to a local flea market and got some McDonald's toys for Power Rangers that released in 1995. There were two different sets that were released for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. The first one, I honestly forget what it was. Second one was these figures and Megazord toys right here. So they released an entire set of all 6 Rangers where you could get a figure of each individual Ranger. This one is the red one. Hopefully that focuses well enough. Future Bassett Force here. I just found out that my camera lens is actually broken. I just ordered a replacement. It's like cracked, so it literally cannot focus on anything that I want it to. It did not in this video. Looks a little weird. Just wanted to point that out. As well as the individual Zord that went with that Ranger. I'll throw some photos up on screen because I'm sure it's not super easy to see this with all the glare, and it's still inside of the packaging. I don't want to open them up. I like the fact that they're still in the packaging. Here is the Pink Ranger. This is just the worst. I can hold the microphone and show you guys. We can see Pterodactyl Zord. You got, or is that Crane? Because this is the movie. It doesn't matter really. The flea market only had 4 of the figures. Here's the Yellow Ranger, and I have the Black Ranger back there. I remembered seeing these like probably 2 months ago when I went to the flea market, and when I started making this video, I remembered that they had them. So I stopped recording the rest of the video, and I just went there and purchased all the ones that they had. They were still there. Here's the Black Ranger. It's the Frog Zord. I mean, you can't see shit. I really love anything that has to do with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, so I really felt like I should buy those once I remembered they were there. They were only $8 each. These are super cheap. You can find them online, still in packaging and everything, so if you want to get your hands on them, I think they're really cool. I mean, be my guest, there's a lot of them out there. Alright, with that being said, let's get on to Megaforce.
Megazord ready. You kids, keep your Megazord off my lawn.
There's one Power Rangers Megazord vehicle in your McDonald's Happy Meal.
As much as I'm not really much of a Megaforce enjoyer, I think this set of toys is actually really great. This is probably the best way to go when it comes to Power Rangers toys in like a fast food restaurant with the Zords, because those are easily collectible, they all fit together to create like one big entity, and it just makes sense. Some of the ones that we see later are really random, but this one really just goes together well. It was pretty much made for this, and I am actually someone who really loves the Megaforce Megazord. Say what you want about the show, but the Megazord's great. Each Zord would also come up with a different power-up card. I know Megaforce was big into the cards to power up and access different weapons, and around that time they were releasing Power Rangers trading cards, and it looks like this went along with it for you to put in your collection. So I think that was really cool, a good way to integrate the cards as well.
Go, go, Samurai! Team up to battle evil! With a Super Samurai Power Ranger toy in your McDonald's Happy Meal.
You see, this is what I mean about the variation of toys. I mean, this is a pretty good lineup. I really like the figures that they had. And they have some cool power-ups. They got a black box there as well, some staples for Power Rangers Samurai. But then, you know, if you're the kid that gets the belt buckle blast, which I don't necessarily remember from the show, I'd be very disappointed. Overall, I really like the stuff here, but some of them are just weird.
Hold up, guys! Check it out!
I'm getting hungry.
All right, Rangers, let's do this!
Alright, we have another imposter. That was not Jaden.
You can get a Power Ranger Samurai toy in your McDonald's Happy Meal.
May I please take your order?
This set's pretty similar from the last, and it's actually pretty cool that Power Ranger Samurai got 2 years in McDonald's. Makes sense considering it had 2 seasons. But I'd say this set is very similar. You got 4 figures, and then different auxiliary weapons to choose from as well. Or I guess not choose from, yeah, no choice. Most of them are pretty cool, although, I mean, one of them is just like a sword handle. Not even a sword itself, just the handle. So, once again, I'd hate to be the kid who got the handle, and everybody else got like really cool weapons and figures.
Power Rangers, they're not so tough.
Oh, yeah? I've got trouble on the run now that I can get a Power Rangers Generations toy in my McDonald's Happy Meal.
I really like this Power Rangers Generations set. It's probably the only one that really took advantage of like Power Rangers being an annual thing and consistently getting new teams, because this released in 2005 and kind of just played off of the 3 different teams around that era. You had figures from Power Rangers Dino Thunder, which was the year prior. You had figures from the current year, which was SPD. And they had figures from Mystic Force, which was to be released in the next year. So the show hadn't even started at that point. So that was good promotion for the upcoming show and got kids excited for it. 2 of the figures they had, which is the blue SPD Ranger and red MMPR Ranger, is these things they called POG launchers. So you just took like this circular pin looking thing. I mean, I guess it's called a POG, so you put that into one of the figures, press a button, and it launches it out at like super speed. So think of like a Beyblade or something, or just like a Nerf gun, but just very miniature. I don't know, this was the only photo I really found of it. Also in 2005, there was some Power Rangers SPD toys that were released. Now, it was limited, and these sets were only in some parts of Europe as well as Brazil. So it's a little weird. It was really hard to find information or even pictures of these sets online because it was so limited. But I did find this video on YouTube going through a couple of the toys. We got a couple of the Delta Runner Zords and Omega Rangers Megazord. But that's really about it. Here's a list on the Power Rangers Wiki of all of the different toys that did come out. But as to what some of these even look like, I'm not sure.
Check it out, guys, it's Power Rangers, Dino size, keeping it wild, breaking about the mile, making a new way, it's Dino style, it's a perfect fit, when I'm with my crew, I'm loving it, that's what I was born to do, come hang with the crew, don't be a stranger, and through, I'm a Power Ranger.
You could join forces with all new Power Ranger Dino Thunder toys, one in every McDonald's Happy Meal.
In 2004, we got Dino Thunder toys, and in the United States, we got really cool figures as well as Megazords for a total of 8 different figures. Now, the Megazords didn't necessarily coincide with the different figures, so like we're missing the Pterodactyl Zord, stuff like that. And then Europe got a completely different set of figures with just morphers for the red, blue, yellow, and black Rangers. Now, for that set in particular, I couldn't find any photos or videos of those online, so I guess you can just leave that one up to your imagination. Also around that time, the UK had some of its own exclusive McDonald's toys just based around different kids shows, Power Rangers being one of them. These were based around Ninja Storm, and the names of these toys are Power Rangers Glow in the Dark Spinner and Power Rangers CD-ROM Cyclone. I don't really understand that other one, but yeah, these are some weird toys. Okay, looking back at the information that I got on the wiki, it says this was a UK exclusive, but the commercial that I got for the toys is in French, so I guess it was just a Europe exclusive, but I'm not really sure which countries.
Not on my watch.
Power Rangers are at McDonald's, straight from Lightspeed Rescue and into your Happy Meal. You can collect and connect them to Megazord.
Anybody else want to fry? No.
We're good. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Okay, hands down, the Lightspeed Rescue promotion for McDonald's Happy Meals was the absolute best one that's ever come out of Power Rangers. Seriously, there's 11 different toys that you could get with your Happy Meal, as well as a chance, I guess, to get a Power Rangers movie or 3D VHS tape with select episodes of Lightspeed Rescue and 2 pairs of 3D glasses to watch those episodes in 3D. I remember they made a really big deal about this 3D quote-unquote movie back in the day. I saw a lot of different commercials for it, especially when watching old VHS tapes of like Time Force. They were still marketing it, so you could get it in your Happy Meal, but it was also sold separately later. I mean, just a chance to get that alone is really cool. I mean, that's just how you watch TV shows and Power Rangers back then without just catching it live, as you had to have a VHS tape to watch. But then on top of that, like I said, 11 different toys that you could get in your Happy Meal. Now, there was 5 of the different rail rescues that you could get, as well as figures of each of the individual Rangers coming in clear cases, which just slightly resemble a Megazord. And then if you get all of those figures with those clear cases, you could make a Megazord with it. Did it look great? No, but it's still really cool. So on top of having the rail rescues, you could also make this Megazord. There's figures inside of it, the 3D VHS tape. This is just great. In what I believe was 1996, which I actually couldn't confirm, McDonald's handed out Halloween trick-or-treat bags inside of McDonald's, only located in Walmart. There's one on eBay right now for $6, so if you're young enough to go trick-or-treating or you have a child, I mean, hey, go ham. It's listed right now, and it looks like they have multiple of them, because it says 7 have already been sold, so if you do it, if anybody ends up buying that, DM me a picture on Instagram. I'd love to see that. Alright, now we're pretty much full circle, because now we're getting back to that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie set, except that, like I said earlier, there was 2 different sets. The one that I had and was showing off, but there's another one. This one is just a bunch of random junk. It's not like a cohesive figure set. So this one includes the Power Communicator, why did I say it like that? The Power Morpher I can't talk, holy shit. The Power Morpher Buckle, the Power Siren, and Alien Detector. I don't know what an Alien Detector is, but they got it. This one is by far the worst set we've seen so far, but don't worry, the next one isn't much better.
It's big. It's mega big. And it's only at one place. McDonald's. Power up to save the world. Now you can power up at McDonald's. Because right now, when you buy something to eat, you can get a free Power Rangers Power Coin. 13 coins in all. But you might want to hurry, because you're not the only one who wants Power Rangers.
Yeah, so this one's pretty lame. They got different coins with just a photo of a Ranger on there. They got a couple for VR Troopers as well. Overall, not that great. But what I will say is that that commercial was awesome. The McDonald's turning into a Megazord, badass.